A very good evening to all our viewers. With immense pleasure, we welcome you all to another spectacular episode of Not Just an Architect. Today's session is sponsored by Fenesta, Better by Design, India's #1 windows and doors brand. Our star guest for today is not only an architect but also a digital computation guru. Let's find out more about this creative genius from our hosts for today's session, Architect Milind Pai and Architect Gautam Naik. I hope this session is inspirational and motivational for all our viewers. Before we start the session, we would like to present a short AV and thereafter, Milind sir will be taking the lead. Thank you.
We are Fenesta, India's #1 windows and doors brand. Our vision is to improve the lives and homes of customers through innovation and excellence and be the brand leader in customized building solutions. Our mission is to establish a service organization that passionately provides customized building solutions and deliver exceptional customer service. Fenesta windows and doors are crafted scientifically based on your environment, architecture, rainfall intensity, and wind speeds. We are the only company in India that manufactures its own UPVC blend and profiles. No other company in the country has the best of both worlds. We are India's largest windows and doors brand, with an experience of over 2.5 million installations. Our service spans across 327 plus Indian cities, as well as in international markets. To top it off, we are a part of DCM Shriram Group, started in 1889, with a turnover of $1.2 billion. DCM Shriram business portfolio comprises various other sectors, such as agricultural rural business, floor vinyl business, and value-added business. Our humble journey began in 2002. Through the years, we have only progressed to becoming India's leading windows and doors brand. So what are the benefits of installing Fenesta in your home? Simple. You get noise insulation, dust-free interiors, negligible maintenance, special features to keep out rain and storm, non-toxic lead-free, energy efficiency, better AC functioning, low electricity bills, and lots more. Our Fenesta product range consists of UPVC windows and doors, aluminium windows and doors, internal and designer doors. The aluminium product range consists of the Ultra Luxury series, which includes Slimline slider doors. Slimline sliding doors offers minimally visible aluminium sight lines, which maximizes the view you get. With a great balance of functionality and style, these aluminium doors add exquisiteness to the facades they are used in. Lift and slide doors. Huge doors with easy gliding motion on feather touch rollers. An extra layer of polyamide is added to ensure superior heat insulation. Not to forget the sheer beauty of this door. Slide and fold doors. These doors can open partially for easy access or wall-to-wall for an unobstructed view. The Super Luxury series include slider doors, a perfect harmony with modern architectural design and functionality. These slider doors are sleek and practical for everyday lives. Slider windows. These have the lightest sliding system which is very easy to operate. It offers ventilation as well as an unobstructed view. Casement doors. These doors offer clear views of the other side, and its picturesque profile makes it a preferred choice for many. Casement windows. A very popular design for many homeowners. The simplistic design and customized styles can elevate the aesthetics of any space they are installed in. Tilt and turn windows. The epitome of versatility in design. Tilt the window to receive controlled ventilation and turn to open it in a conventional manner.
Hi, good evening. Welcome to another episode of Not Just an Architect. As we all know, this event is a brainchild of four architects and interior designers: architect Ketan Javadekar, architect Gautam Naik, interior designer Ketan Seth, and myself, architect Milind Pai. And we thank IDAC for launching us on this platform. And as you know, this series has always been focused on architects who have dared to dream beyond and gone and done wonderful things which are out of their profession, rather the classic profession. So today we have a guest with us, architect Krishna Murthy. So Krishna Murthy has done things in the field of digital architecture, and he's gone on to not only do wonderful designs, but also gone into a forte of manufacturing things. And we are going to see the whole forte of Krishna in the episode today. So with that, I would like to welcome Krishna and ask Gautam to do a formal introduction of Krishna.
Thanks, Will. And thanks, IDEC, for allowing us to curate this wonderful show, where we have handpicked the best talents in the country to showcase to the world. And such is our talent, architect Krishna Murthy. Krishna did his BArch from Bharati Vidyapit in Navi Mumbai in 1997. And today, in 2020, Krishna has become a game changer in how we look at architecture in our country. His research on digital computation and architecture across the globe has been set up his full studio with 25,000 square feet of carpet area and in-house labor and 100 in-house designers with state-of-art, ahead-of-time setup. And this setup doesn't just help him to achieve his dreams, but the dreams of his fellow architects in the fraternity like us, who can go to him and get our structures or our complex detailing done through him. And this wonderful idea of synergy is what makes him a game changer. What is he doing is he is not just perfecting the game, but he is giving this perfection to the fellow fraternity people. And thanks to Krishna for that. Krishna is a perfect combination, according to me, of left and right brain. A creative architect with the brain of a mechanical engineer. Scale and form doesn't limit him. And we can see all this in the upcoming show that we are going to present at the moment. His journey so far has also taken him into the field of education, where he has started his Pulse Academy for the new generation of design professionals. This architect is simple, an extremely hardworking individual, workaholic, unstoppable force, presenting to you architect Krishna Murthy through our series, Not Just an Architect.
So that was a very wonderful presentation, Gautam. And so Krishna, to begin with, I would like to start from your initial career days as an architect. and what took you into diversifying into this digital computation. So please let us understand the journey of Krishna from where he started as an architect to what are your expertise today.
Hi everyone. Hi Gautam. Hi Milind. Thanks IDAC for giving me this space to share my professional experience. So it's been a great journey, Milind. I mean, it's been 23 years around the time now, and we have done lots and lots of projects, understanding basically the materials, understanding the research on the designs that we do, and then basically we execute. So the policy has been always, it's always been through the digital means that we have been working out. So it's a lot of fun. As Gautam has already talked about me, and I don't think there is anything else that I could really talk about. So it's really fun. I've been a great admirer of architect B.V. Doshi sir. He has been a great inspiration to me in my projects that I've been doing all around. So today, yes, as he said, from us 150 square feet of an office space, we have grown over to 25,000 square feet of an office space with the cutting edge technology today, with starting from robotics to 3D printing and all. So it's really fun. So I mean, working on digital platform has been really beautiful. So that's what it is right now. Yeah.
Now, this word digital is very unartistic, but we have made it artistic with your art. Actually, I was when I first saw your art, what happened to me was a state of shock. To understand how this thing is converted into something geometry or doable. And I was amazed, and I would like to know how you create such arts through this digital computation. Krishna.
Yeah. Hi. Can we go to the slide? Gautam, converting this digital art has always been fun, and that we need to understand. Because since we are architects, we have the flexibility to play around with a lot of material which is in place. Converting art is like, the first project that we got was to do an installation at Kalagoda Festival. So it was a great pleasure pushing up this installation at that given period of time when we got the opportunity. So it was really fun. And since we were into digital art, so we thought, why not use the digital platform and design something for the fraternity and explore it out and tell people how a digital art can also be designed, detailed, and executed in a very short period of time. Fortunately, what happened was when this came to us, we were actually traveling from back from Vengurla. On the left side, you can see a slide which shows a tree trunk. There are two trees, one above the other. So one is basically the host, and the other is a parasite. So what we have seen out here is there is this parasite which has been eating up the actual tree and then killing it out in a long period of time. And we just thought, the same thing is happening to us today where we are living, right? So we are losing a lot of air. The CO2 is actually taking us up a lot because of the pollution content in the environment. So we thought, why not relate that same thing and, present it in this exhibition. So what we did is, the moment we came back, we started working on a conceptual plan with a small sketch, and then we converted that into a digital design. So, what happens is, the moment you convert your details, it becomes much easier to, execute your process. So it was really fun doing this kind of a project where, we thought of using a material such as metal, which is very intricate to work with. Metal is not an easy material at all to work with. One. Second, the idea of using metal was metal rusts because, when it comes in contact with the environment. So we wanted it to express the decayness that happens, the way the parasite is actually eating away the tree trunk. The similar way, the environment is eating away the actual product. So, by rusting it. So we just wanted to, show this connection in the example. So what has happened is, we converted that into a 3D modeling program. Then we thought of making it a paper model out of it, just to understand whether, the connections can be perfect or not. So that it becomes very easy for somebody to do an installation like this. Then the simulations were run. So simulations really helped us out in terms of understanding the structural stability of the product. Because this product where we are supposed to install, people would be moving in and out. So they will be always experiencing this space. So we just didn't want to take any risks in that factor. So it was really a challenging job to do. That's one. And moreover, there was a big incident that happened while we were doing this installation. Unfortunately, we could not install this product on the day Kala Ghoda started. So we installed this after 3 days of the program which went on. So you can see that in the slides, I mean, the way the whole process was done and then detailed out and executed. It's not an easy job at all. But the fun part was after 3 days, we could install this product in a space of 6 meters by 6 meters in that busy avenue that we tend to see, which is Kala Ghoda. Yeah. So we'll play a small video about this just to understand. So you can see the details. It's really vast and huge. We actually had to use cranes, to install the product, to understand how the joineries can be done, because it was not easy to lift such a huge structure. So we had almost 40 artisans working on the product, and we had very less amount of time to install this product at the event. It was only 4 hours. We were given only 4 hours to install. We started from 3 at midnight, and it went on up to 8:30 in the morning, and then it was over. So it was a big game changer for us to understand, how typically a product can be installed in a very short period of time. It was real fun. Yeah.
Wonderful, Krishna. I think
It was extremely challenging and we made it possible. Amazing.
Thanks.
I
Yeah.
was just going to say that you really thrive in team projects. And Krishna, I remember one of your marvelous project, the one that's on the screen now. Once I was just traveling to Delhi airport and I came to know this is designed by an architect and artist, but one thing I couldn't figure out is how come an architect come artist has so much engineering skill to make a live clock work. So would really like to know how you manage this kind of engineering skill added to the art and architecture.
Actually, before joining architecture, I did automobile engineering for 6 months. But fortunately, architecture college started in Navi Mumbai, and I happened to divert myself into architecture. So, little calculative details and mechanical engineering has always been there in me. So, this was a project which came to us where we just wanted to do a small flat installation of gears. That's it, where, because this was a lounge where people are supposed to sit and see. So this was just like a painting that they wanted. Okay. But they had given us a free hand to design the space in such a way that this could be our baby, So we thought, why not make an interactive design out here? Because a lot of people are going to move in and out in this airport. So basically, everybody is moving in this airport with the challenge that is with the time, right? Everybody is looking after the time factor, moving in and out. So we thought, why not reflect that as an installation? Let people come and stand here, understand the basic detail. So see the things and understand what a human being is actually passing through. So, the whole detail experience the head actually experiences and shows how the life passes on, with all the details, how the brain works. The human figure has got a gear where you've got all these things written. And then slowly, the whole brain converts into the timeline with the minutes, the seconds, and the hours. So basically,
Krishna, I want to ask you, did you make a miniature model of this, or how do you make it work like a real clock, and how does it keep up with the time?
Right. We made a small 3D printed model, and then we understood how the basic gears can be, how a bigger gear can transfer its detail to the next small gear. So it was really interesting to understand these kind of technologies and then, put this into architecture. See, being an architect, it doesn't mean that, we are not supposed to do other objects as well. And the art is basically something which should be imbibed into architecture. That really creates a different kind of environment that we build in. So here, what we have done is this has got almost more than 200 gears, which are interconnected in such a way. The best challenge out here is the whole clock is not flat; it's got a 45-degree angle in the center. So where the gears change the direction, again they change the direction, and then get connected, and everything moves on. So the fun is taking those challenges. Was literally mesmerizing for us. It was fun, and moreover, after this we got a small project which we are supposed to complete in Frankfurt also, the same kind of a clock we are doing now. So it's really great.
Wow! So it's a 45 degrees clock in reality also.
Video about this. So you can see the video now. You can see the head, all those gear in the center with the silver line. It goes about how the brain thinks. So it motivates you all the time. And it also tells you, at what time you're supposed to do what. So these are the things, minute details that we try to insert into this installation and make it more interactive. The big challenge was to convince the airport authorities. The biggest challenge was, the airport authorities did not allow us to put this clock on in the beginning stage. They said, it's not possible. People will put in their fingers and all. But slowly, people understood that this is something which people are getting attracted to, and we should put the machine on. So until date, it's almost 3.5 years now. The clock is on now.
Wow.
It's real fun. It's real fun doing such kind of engineering jobs also as an architect.
Super.
Yeah, Krishna, we saw your Kalagoda thing, we saw this clock, but such a huge setup you have, and you also create some magnanimous elements. I have physically been to your factory and I've seen your creations, and everything is scattered. But when you put it together, it becomes a big piece of art. And I know that you are doing something really ambitious, something unbelievable for a human scale to comprehend. I want people to know about it, and I want you to express about it, the whole idea.
Yeah, we are doing this project in Navi Mumbai, which is a very huge project, where a part of it has been done by us. It's almost 50,000 square feet of an IT park space, which we are doing, a lounge. The whole project is more than 30 plus lakh square feet. But a 50 square feet of a space has been come to us to design, where we understood the technical details of the subject. This is a very inspiring project for me, just to understand the basic process of the subject which will get installed into this kind of an environment. When we talk about IT park means it's about information, right? It's about information technology, passing on information from one place to the other. The whole idea is taking the information from one area to the other matters a lot. So we took that idea of transformation and we tried to convert that into an art installation. So in this case, you see in earlier projects, you have seen that, we were just doing art installation. But in this case, we have converted the interior space. We have designed the interior space with lots and lots of art installations, and the installations become a part of the subject, That's something which was very mesmerizing to us. Here, what you see is, we started with a small sketch on a window platform early in the morning, just to understand how the detail can be executed. Slowly, we converted that into, large 3D models, so that we can really feel and understand how it could fit into the space that we have designed. So, this whole plan of the IT park has got an avenue which enters from two spaces. One is from the left side and one is from the front side. So if you go into the next slide, what we see out here is, we have converted that into a big 3D model. We understood whether the proportions are fitting onto the space or not. So it was the whole idea of making this networked cabled design was to reflect the IT park. The whole idea was that. So we converted that into a top plan, and then the elevations, we understood how the scaling can be manipulated. The whole details, how the sculpture comes at one level when it starts at the level, there's one trunk which actually joins the floor, and from there it goes onto the top, and then the whole detail expands onto the space. So then what we did is just to convert that into a 3D printed model. We understood the technology and all of here. So you can see on the top. So these are the detailings that we did. We 3D printed the whole model, understood with the live scale by putting the human beings below this. See, you can see the installation is being painted chrome. The whole idea of having chrome was to capture the images of the human beings who are traveling below. Their images are captured, and then the information of these images are transferred from one place to the other. So the whole idea is like interactive sculptures have been designed in this space, so that the whole space becomes lively. At night when the whole space is dead, these things start behaving. The whole idea is that there is life inside the space, so your space should not be dead. So my basic forte was to understand this and make sure that because these are large volume of spaces, when these large volume of spaces are dead, they start echoing. So it becomes the whole space becomes like diminished. So I didn't want that. I wanted a little life in it. So I just doing chrome, the life of these people is there as information in that space. So it was fun doing this kind of sculpture as an art piece, and also interior. So you can see on the right, we have tried to stimulate the whole project. A lot of detailing has been done. We have suspended this whole structure of 100 tons of this sculptural piece, suspended by just 165 cables of SS, which is just equivalent. You can see the installation.
Super.
On the right, if you see, the cables. That's the thing that I'm talking about. That's the basic trunk which actually connects the floor. From here, it goes onto the top, and then it spreads. So it's a huge thing.
Because the figure standing on it, the scale can be identified with that.
Yeah. So here what you see is, we have painted this in silver leafing. Unfortunately, we could not have time to do chrome, but we have converted that into silver leafing, yet keeping the same composition there. It was really, it's not an easy job to do such kind of a huge structure, and converting that into a sculptural piece. We have kept the ceiling naked. We have not used anything else. We have just painted whatever it was there at the ceiling, and this whole sculpture stands out. It actually gives you that feeling that, yeah. So you can see all those. One most important thing is, we have also used these walls. This is again one of the most important subject that we have introduced into this IT park. So the wall of the IT park, we have designed a map, a township map, starting from Godbandar to ending up to Karjat. This is a vast plan which we try to, basically model it out on the wall. It shows how Navi Mumbai got developed, because this whole IT park is in Navi Mumbai.
And even people traveling in.
Yes. So, people who are going to work in this place are majorly from Navi Mumbai, probably, because Navi Mumbai is for young generations now. So, many people who are going to work in IT park will belong to some space of Navi Mumbai. So, this whole map would probably be an interactive space for people. One can come, stand there, talk to people, say that, this is the place where I stay. We can, the other guy can say, yes, I stay in that building. That's the road which goes to my space. It becomes, the space becomes lively, and it's so interactive, and, emotions can be flown, and you get connected to this kind of an installation. So the whole idea is
also, Krishna, are the structure also are to scale, whatever blocks you have put on the map?
Yes, absolutely. Everything is to scale out here.
Wow.
Other than few buildings which we, literally try to increase the height, because they are the projects of the client that we have done, and few projects are like, the railway stations which we try to little blow up, but rest everything is to the scale.
Oh, great.
Lots of mapping.
Lots of mapping. I mean, this is a 120-meter long map.
A very tangential and different way of looking at a scale.
This is really huge. So it's not an easy thing to actually, get such kind of a detail in place. Making the drawings was real fun. So, getting all the combined stuff in one place, it wasn't easy at all. So, yeah. So,
This
and
is really
moreover,
interesting, the limits of the scale.
yeah. See, every piece in this profession, I mean, in this space, in this project that we have done, we have tried to create structural elements all everywhere. If you see, even the bench design, the bench is also like a sculptural piece. It talks. It's got that fluidic form in it. So, we have used this birch ply. We have stacked them, computed them in such a way that, each piece gets stuck to the other, and then the whole piece becomes a sculptural space, and people can sit on it. So again, every piece that we are talking about here in this project is all about interacting. Nothing is like, in the product.
So this is about architecture,
Yes, we wanted the project to be live, all the time. We didn't want the project to be dead at all. So, everything speaks.
It looks like that.
Everything speaks. So the fun is that. So in this, we have a small cafeteria behind, which is again a 17,000 square feet cafeteria. We had a few walls all around the place. We wanted to use very low profile product. So this is a simple concrete block, the lightweight concrete block that we use. We computed them, and it's 28,000 pieces of concrete block which are cut to size and detailed out, numbered, and then was given to the contractors to install it. So it's that easy when you're working on the digital platform. So these are something which really speak out. The shadows play the major part in this.
Yeah.
So, and relating to that, the facade was also designed by us, the upper 5 floors, which is the podium layer. So here what we try to do is, again, since this whole project was in Navi Mumbai and very close to the mountains. Okay, so we just wanted a little earthy kind of a feel to be given to the the lower section of the project. So we use bricks out here. The challenges again is using bricks. Cladding the bricks has been a big challenge by many architects in India today, because it attracts algae. right? So the algae grows, and the dust, it gets accumulated, and during monsoon it really becomes very shabby. But with the kind of technology that we have tried to use different kind of details, and we have achieved this in such a way that everything looks same even after 5 years. So today it's almost 1 year, one and a half year down the line. The whole project is same the day it was installed. Okay, so here what we have done is we have cut bricks. We use high density bricks, and we have cut them into small pieces of 12 mm thick. So slicing them out, engineering them out was not an easy thing. Cutting almost 3 lakh pieces of brick in a very short period of time, which is just 3 months, is not an easy task. We have to build our own machines to cut this. In 1 minute we could cut 25 slices of brick. So the beauty is that. So there's a lot of engineering which goes and the conceptual engineering which goes when you're designing this kind of projects. And it's very easy. Believe me, it's very easy to tackle this kind of a subject. See, we have also tried to install brick in a vertical pattern. So that is something, you have just a 10 mm surface area which gets pasted onto your wall. So it's really interesting as a brick element to use and create those play of shadows on the whole subject. So it was real fun. Yeah.
No, you are really challenging not only your physical limits, but challenging all the materials possible by the looks of it, and actually having fun doing this also at the same time. And coming from this complex technical things, what you're doing, Krishna, I also remember a sheer beauty of table, what I saw at the CMC, and such a beautiful fluid design. But what impresses me is you have used a material like marble to construct the whole thing on whatever structure. And marble being such a brittle material, I'm sure you must have put pieces, and it must be technologically very challenging to construct this kind of a shape in a material like marble, which can just crack or dismantle itself with the slightest vibration. So just that sheer complexity of this simple fluid form was something that kept me wondering how you manage this. Can you just dwell on this a bit for us?
This we did it for CMC. I mean, it was a VIP lounge that was given to us just to do a small table there. Because we were designing for the table for a marble company, so we just wanted the whole marble, solid marble, to be cut, designed, detailed, and placed there. So the whole idea was having a large piece of a marble which gets installed and being seen as if it is coming out of the floor. The whole idea was that. So the flooring of the marble was also same. So what we wanted to do was we wanted the detail of the marble to be as such that it comes as if it is seen as if it is coming out of the floor and projecting it out and showing the beauty of the marble. How a marble can also be treated. The whole idea was that. But we didn't really want to waste the material, because if you are using a solid block of material, that would be absolutely, which is subtractive manufacturing in our world that we call about, wasting material, which is not the appropriate way to work. So we understood the detail, the porosity and the detail of the material. And then we made sure that, the details could be continued in such a way, by putting them on a digital platform, understanding them and understanding the connections as well. So internally, the whole table has been detailed in such a way that we have a structural member inside, which takes the flexibility of the material. And also we have tried to clad the marble on top of this, making it in such a way that it looks as if it is one piece. It's been casted from one piece. It's been carved out from one piece. So it becomes like a sculptural element. And the form of the element is also like fluid, because, we just, I love organic details. The detail which we tend to see on the trees, the fluidic forms that we tend to understand, which are all around us. So these are the forms which I usually play around with. So you will see a lot of these kind of things in many of my projects. And parallel to that, we also work with local stones and all. So this is something which was a tough job, understanding how Italian marble can be diverted and converted into such a beautiful piece. So if you see in the video, you can see the floor is actually of the same marble, and each and every detail that is moved is transferred. The biggest challenge in this was we could just convert the whole detail for 80% of it, that's it. But 20% of the detail was a big challenge, where we could not join the grains, And being architects, we are very clever. And being an art installation guy, I was very clever in terms of understanding the properties of the material, because as a marble, it is porous. It takes in the color. So we did little artistic painting on top of it, and then make sure that every line joins. So you really feel that it's one product which is coming out of it. Yeah. Moreover, if you see out here also, the art piece is again functional. It's not just an art installation. It's just not a sculpture. It is a functional piece, right?
Now, Krishna, once happened, I was walking through the international airport, and I suddenly saw something beautiful, again coming from ground, going towards ceiling, very complex, and there were some small elements put there, furniture pieces, which you could enjoy, you could go and sit there. And I noticed that it's done by you. And I was amazed to understand the complexity of it. The material was unfamiliar. I would like to know about this particular installation that you have done at International Airport.
Yeah, this was again one more challenging job that we did, because we had a period of time we had almost 40 of our 3D printers in place. So we had this installation where we wanted to do, and we wanted to show how 3D printing can be the next alternative for people. 3D printing can be brought into manufacturing. So we just thought, why not use this platform to express this out. And it was for Maharashtra Day, where we have installed it for GVK Museum in the airport, along with Nuru Parel. So here, what we have done is we have sculpted the whole detail in such a way that and we have termed this thing as Jhada. The idea of giving the name Jhada is like, we are showing how Maharashtra has grown over the period of time, right? So, we wanted to create that tree which has grown from natural to an unnatural element. So here you can see all sculptural forms, So those forms are very interesting, intricate, how the actual tree has not converted into these kind of intricate spaces, how a man has really carved out a tree into a different form, God has actually created the tree, but we as living beings, we have really changed the way that tree should look like, because we are more artistic. What we have done is we are trying to carve out the Mother Earth and make different things. So that's what I wanted to express out here as a Jhada, where we are carving out the tree in such a way that it gives those different kind of an organic detail, which are really out of the world.
It's very fluid and delicate as well. It's very delicate, fluid. It has that beautiful force.
This whole project we have 3D printed. It took almost some 60 pieces of 3D printed pieces that we have joined within a period of 4 days. And if you see here, these are the details. How on the left side, the blue images are the 3D printed details. I mean, it's the structural detail that you're trying to see. And on the right are the columns, actual made columns, 3D printed actual made columns. So you can see the intricacy of the details. Through 3D printing, you can actually enhance your details to minute scale. That's the beauty of 3D printing. So, creating this kind of art through technology has been literally a big passion for me. I mean, I have really transformed from one area to the other with this technology. I don't know how many new technologies are going to come in now.
And I don't want to miss on the unique 42 feet column that I have seen being executed at your place.
Yes. After doing this, I mean, this was the first 8 feet long height 3D printed structure which we installed at the airport. After that, we could not stop ourselves. We why not print? We were doing on building in Bangalore. We thought, we have got 40 columns to print, right? So we thought, let's print all the 40 columns and then install it. So this is something which you can see it at the airport. The seats were also done there. Yeah, in this video you can see 22 feet column. So it's really fun.
Yeah, the column.
The column. It's really fun to work on such kind of a column with such kind of a scale. It was not easy at all. You can see how people making the staging, the 3D printed element which has been bought. I mean, almost 300 plus pieces of 3D printed objects. They were collectively detailed out in such a way, and then they're fixed by our artisans. I mean, it's interesting to work with such kind of materials with a very short period of time. So the fun is when you have all this kind of equipment, you can really play with materials and you can manage the time also. That's very important.
It's actually a circus kind of thing.
All these people they were carpenters actually. Now today they have become basic complete technical artists from design.
Amazing.
So they take all the challenging jobs. Yeah. So we go.
So I'm sure, Krishna, there must be also some more different kind of variety of projects Krishna is doing.
See, with the bigger project, we also do small projects which come to us during exhibitions and all. That's one. And then this is a project that we did for Radisson's Powai with a different material, of course. This is all wood that we have done. So, there are different kind of details we keep on working on and on with. Like this is like a pavilion, small pavilion that we did, which is a business lounge in Radisson. Then a small theatre that we are doing in a private bungalow in Bangalore. This is a dream project of mine, one of so where we have used this material and also dared to play around with it, which is the most important thing, because wood being a material which reflects a lot, we are managing to understand the details of acoustics and make sure that we can build this kind of a structure.
Superb design.
And the speakers are also being designed, the shapes of the speakers.
Yes, even the speakers have been designed in such a way that they follow the form that we have detailed out. So the acoustic guy is going to help us out in terms of designing these speakers and fit them into that form. So we are there's a lot of minute detailing which goes on to executing these kind of designs. So it's really fun to do this stuff. See, once you are on a digital platform, I think that the whole avenue opens up. Right. So it's like a Pandora box.
Yeah. Now talking about the Pandora box, things like smallest things come out and they go beyond the vision. A very minute piece of furniture, when it is horizontal, can be furniture, and when it becomes vertical, through your perception, it can become a skyscraper. What do you think, Krishna?
Yes. You can see here in the next slide. We see out here is, this was a small exercise that we did in our office with the architects, with the designers that we have. So, we wanted to understand how a small piece of furniture can be converted into a large piece of architecture, So it's not an easy thing. But of course, small pieces of art can also be converted to large scale objects. So, you can see on the left side, the same object of a living room has been converted into a graphic detail and then to a large building. So this is how the digital platform opens up.
Amazing.
Your mind to
limited.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even getting this back into the internal spaces. I remember this ad stall here, and one of the most prominent stall which everybody would remember that Dalby Mica stall which you had designed, and architect Vivek Kole had designed it for you. And it was such a different kind of a structure. I think nobody must have missed out on this one. So what was the inspiration? How did you manage this kind of shapes and material and such a limited time,
this was a challenging job. This was really a challenging job because, we had two materials to use, that's the metal and laminate. So it was really fun doing this kind of a job. This we have completed within a period of just 4 days. Day and night, almost 50 people working. And we have all seen this going on. It was really challenging to understand how metal can, really help us out in terms of building products in a very short span of time. So, Vivek Kole had designed this project and he was very ambitious to execute this project. And when we discussed this project, it was like, I will do it, not to worry. Because, I have all the technology in place, we can really execute this kind of stuff. Don't worry about it at all. So the best part is he just came at last night, probably at 12 or something at that time he came to see, and then he was like amazed to see his product getting executed in a proper way. Of course, we fell short of few hours, but then we tried to complete this product on time. So that's it. So this is something which in the video we can check out how the laborers are using the detail, working it out in such a way that they feel that it is their baby. It's a product which is like their baby. They're just pushing around the things. They're lifting it in such a way that it's so easy for them. We have not used cranes all the way.
There is a lot of exciting scene in the entire team.
Yeah, the whole entire team is like working in such a way that it's so motivating. When you work on such kind of project in a very short period of time, you learn a lot. Because many projects that they're working in a life, they take years to complete. Probably minimum 6 months to 2 years to complete project. But when you do this kind of projects, you learn a lot. You understand how
It really takes some guts to take up such projects at such a short notice. Hats off.
absolutely. So,
Yeah. Now, Krishna, just a spectacle this was when I walked into Decode this year. And we could see, first of all, I could not believe that it is metal. Okay, it was so fluidic, as good as any other fabric. And I was going around and around it to perceive it, but still it is beyond my perception. I would want you to explain me this in detail. We want to know about it.
yeah. Okay. So again, this is like a very beautiful project for us. So which is very close to my heart, because here what we have done is we have changed the dimension of the materials out here. So here in this project, what we have done is we have used this new technology of exotics in such a way that where you can expand the metal sheet from a smaller surface area to a larger surface area, and without any joints. So the whole metal has been cut in such a way that we have just small points, small nodal points, from where the whole metal can be expanded to a larger surface area. So this is a 2,000 square feet of a space which was given to us, where we were supposed to detail it out. This was in collaboration with Sumesh Menon that we have done this. So it was really a challenging job again to make sure that such kind of a job gets executed and it gets transformed into a space. We have used almost more than 2 lakh pieces of triangles which were expanded, and such kind of a detail has been executed within a period of we just installed this in 1 day. That's what it is. So just imagine these kind of projects can be delivered within a period of 1 day, which is, I don't think it is really possible at many a times if you really don't have a proper people working along with you. So the beauty is these kind of details can be executed.
Coming back to the installations, things that most of our talented architects do, and Gautam is super proud of one installation which he got an award for, and I believe you had done it for him, and even
Yes,
one for Chetan Zavdekar that next to him, which lies in the Italian museum right now. So you have been instrumental in manufacturing this kind of things for these 2 architects, but not only for them, but lot of many architects. So what is your feeling when these people get awards for your creation that is happening in your workshop?
It's really great, when our architect friends gets award for the for the products that we are manufacturing for them. So it's really nice to see that our architect friends have got such they've reached to those levels. They are really proud of what they do. That's very important.
We are really happy that we have even got one person or one full studio which can deliver our dreams beyond our perception, and I'm really happy about your contribution.
It's really fun. One thing, Milind and Gautam, it's really great to work with our architect friends. They have so many things within them. They come out with different ideas, but at many times we are not in a position to execute them. But because of the kind of technology and the details that we have right now, we really want to back support them and give them that flexibility to detail whatever they think. And we really want to help them out in executing these kind of beautiful designs that they keep on dreaming. We want them to dream a lot now. They shouldn't stop dreaming now. So this was a beautiful project that was given to us to execute, and it was designed by B.V. Doshi sir. So it was really fun doing such kind of a job. And again, the material that we are using out here for the first time, and this is terrazzo again. So it is not easy to work with terrazzo, carving it out in such a way that it becomes like a beautiful piece. Again, this is a 10 feet long, almost 4.5 ton weight sculpture, which we managed to do it again in a very short period of time, because these jobs come to us in the last minute. All the exhibition projects, they come in the last minute and everybody's in a hurry. So fortunately this year we have managed to do almost 4 installations in Decode. So this was one of them, which is like a pride to us, because B.V. Doshi sir is involved. This is the brainchild of his inspiration. So we could manage to do this with the help of 3D printing, that is one, and then carving it out on our machines. So the fun is that. So end of the day, you get this kind of product really
It's an achievement of your life.
Yes, it's an award. It's like an award.
Biggest award.
Yeah, it's the biggest award that has been given to me to execute this kind of a project. It is emotionally connected to us. Yeah.
Yeah. So Krishna, now that we have seen such complexities in your project and the kind of challenges that you keep taking up, I'm sure it is not possible without a well-equipped workshop and a powerful set of tools and people working for you. So, and I've seen your workshop
Yes.
also, but I'm sure our audience should know about the kind of complex machinery that you actually use, and also the enormous cost factors that you invest into these machineries. So, would you like to give us a quick idea to the whole setup what you have?
See, over a period of 23 years, we have learned a lot. We understood that technology is something which you should work with. So we slowly gathered lots and lots of machines. We have got more than 100 machines in our factory today. So starting from, power tools and going up to robotics. We have got 3D printers, we have got CNC machines, we have got laser, metal laser, scanners. The best part is the latest machine that we have gotten is the 7-axis robotic arm, which is ABB robotic arm. It's like a monster. So we call it as a monster. It can do any damn thing. It can destroy any damn thing. It can make anything. So the best part is we can do 3D printing through this robotic arm, and we can also sculpt it. So the arm can do many stuff. It can play around with different kind of materials. So the best part is using this kind of a technology in today's scenario is what is needed. So we thought, as well we have when we fall short of doing certain kind of things, we make sure that what is the new machine which is available in the market. Just to understand, if you want to build something, we make sure that we get that machine in our factory. So in a similar way, getting these kind of machines, these are real expensive machines. So this machine has cost more than 1 crore to us. Where when this machine comes in, you really feel touched, and you really feel blessed again. But this is a tool that you want to work with. So, and we manage the thing in such a way. We have a 3D scanner also. We can scan humans. We can scan humans. We can scan any damn product, and then convert that into a realistic object through these machines. So on the left, you can see we have got 3D printers. That's a 3D print lab where we have got more than 40 3D printing machines. So see, these tools they have been there with me for almost slowly we have gathered them. But today they become, they're a part of me today. So if these tools are not around, then it becomes very difficult for us to make our products. So, what happens is, the screen, it really blinks to dot if these machines are not there. And they are our babies now. So it's real fun working with this machine. So,
yeah. Looking at your work from the beginning, from Kala Ghoda till now, I see that in every work of yours, there is a giving to the society. There is some message, there is some collaboration, there is some synergy. There is a lot of sensitivity when it comes to social awareness and your responsibility towards society. And that could be seen in the pandemic also. I would like to know about how you are going ahead with this giving process, even your Folds Academy. I would like to know more about giving Krishna, the Krishna who is giving to the...
Yeah. What we do is we keep on doing these small, exercises all the time in our office, in a factory, where the students come in, we tell them how we manufacture these products, our process of designing, our process of making details. We keep sending our message all the time that, we have to live with this kind of a technology in future, if at all we want to become designers. So the basic idea is we need to pass on the kind of details that we are working with. These are the kind of works that we are doing today, probably with the machinery and all. It is not an easy job and everybody cannot do it, right? So we just wanted the new generation to at least know that if you really want to move ahead in life, this is the technology. So we keep unfolding the process of, what Folds Design Studio does. So this is a small event that we keep on doing all the time, where we keep calling up students from different areas. We had students from 6th standard also who wanted to understand our factory. That's one. And parallelly, what we have done is we have started up with this year we have started up with the Folds Academy. So where the Folds Academy has been distributed into 3 parts. where we have got module 1, module 2, and module 3, where the whole process of designing, making, and manufacturing is being taught. So it's really fun doing these kind of things and giving it back to the society. Our process of detailing is also different. The way we are teaching our students today, we are trying to get sound as a technology and build different forms. So we also keep doing small exercises in our academy where people learn different things and start understanding the language of computation with the different processes.
Yeah. So Krishna, I remember you have called our office team to see your workshop, and your Codes Academy had just begun that time. And that particular day, my entire team was so impressed. They actually wanted to get started by enrolling with you all together at the risk of actually closing down my office to create the academy. They were so impressed with your overall training setup, what you had set up. So, Krishna, from that point onwards, I've seen your path ahead, what you have done with all the architects. But one thing that really baffled me is, when the COVID situation started, and all of us were contemplating what is the things going to happen and how we should plan, and we were just ideating a lot of things. You were the guy who actually jumped into action, and you started manufacturing all these masks and various accessories for the frontline warriors. And you were in the thick of things. You were going on the front line, talking to the people, giving them this kind of accessories. And I mean, you were a really action man. And hats off to you, because talking and admiring somebody else and just jumping into a fray. And you don't have to do it. You're not a frontline warrior, but you became one out of your own choice. So this is one thing I really admire what you've done, and want you to share it with our audience.
Yeah, thanks, Milind, for such an appreciation. I think we all are frontline warriors as architects and as designers. We have always been giving back to the society all the time. But this is also a situation we need to understand, where we are into a pandemic situation. Probably this is going to come once in our lifetime. So everybody may not be see such kind of a stuff, So we are experiencing this pandemic. But we really understood what pandemic is all about. People have been in this pandemic situation of COVID-19. We all know that there is no vaccine still which has been produced. But there are different alternatives with which we can actually support, take care of ourselves, and that is what is called mask. So we all are wearing masks. But in COVID situations, we know the portal of entry is all eyes, nose, and mouth. So we are just protecting our nose and mouth, but not the whole face. So slowly we understood that detail. We went into in-depth technology of this. We understood what are the materials that are supposed to be used. And being architect and being having this kind of a setup behind me, which really helped me out in terms of understanding that I can actually manufacture something and help out our people, our fraternity. I mean the people around, the humanity around. Give them these kind of products. Today, if I am looking at Mumbai, from KEM to Sion to Nanavati, everyone we have made sure that we could give these kind of products. This is a very intricate thing that we have tried to develop. It took almost 2 months for us to understand the technology of what a face seal is all about, what a helmet is all about. See, when we are covering a face, we are actually trying to squeeze a person to death, right? He can't breathe. So what we need to do if he has to breathe? One. Second, if he has to breathe fresh air and he has to inhale the bad air out, right? So how do you do that? So there is a lot of technology which went in terms of understanding and making those filters today. So yeah, I have really, not even a single day that I've taken off. In past 120 days, we have been working almost day and night. I go home all the time at 1. And it's really interesting to be a part of this situation and helping out our fraternity here. I mean, the people around. Yeah.
Amazing.
Gautam, you want to say something?
I said it's highly inspiring, the process as a designer, as an architect who is socially conscious and who thinks into that kind of depth. So the entire process and the journey that we saw till now is highly inspiring. And all my best wishes to you, Krishna.
Thank you, Gautam. Thank you.
With all the journey and the talents and the essence of crossing the limits, what you're seeing, I think the last part was really admirable. So this is what brings out the human nature out of a person, basically.
Yeah.
And I really admire you for this, what you are doing, Krishna. And with all this beautiful discussion that we had today, I think all good things have to end. So I want to say thank you, Krishna. And as a thank you note, I would also want to play a short video which actually encompasses the entire journey in short 1 minute. So with that, thanks a lot. And thanks for coming, giving your time to us.
Thank you,
We'll play
Milind.
the
Thank you,
video.
Gautam.
Yeah.
Thank you, Krishna.
Thank you, IDAC.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
अरे कहना क्या चाहते हो?
Thank you, Architect Krishnamurthy, Architect Milind Pai, and Architect Gautam Naik for the wonderful knowledge shared today. A special thank to our sponsors for today, Fenesta, and a special thanks to all our audience who have shown support and tuned in this evening. Stay safe and gear up for the new normal.